Well, and you know who didn't also bounce back?
Uh, the Colts.
No.
Well, you couldn't be talking about a college team since that ended last week.
That's true. That's it's weird that they canceled college football in the middle of the season, but we'll talk about that tonight here on Football Shit Talking Live every Sunday night with you boys. Me, Taylor, him, Suck. Live at 11 Central Standard Time every Sunday night on Twitch TV, the Beefiest Boys. Somber mood here on the stream tonight. I mean, we can joke about it, but it happened. We have to discuss it. We have to discuss it. We do. We have to discuss it. Which one do you want to start with first? I guess since I mean let's just
it was the bigger matchup, so we'll go straight into it.
Yeah,
Tennessee, Georgia.
Yeah, where is it here on here? This is just God. Like, okay, so for reference, like this whole weekend was rough for me. I got up like I for some reason for like the first time in my life slept in. I missed like half of game day. So we're already off to a really bad start. Yeah, we're already off to a terrible start. I could just feel something in the air was wrong. All right. So the morning slate was pretty, nothing real big. But I was geared up for that afternoon slate, baby. I was excited. I was ready. I was like, let's go, good old Rocket Tap, Tennessee. I was ready. What happened?
Yeah, I was.
What happened here?
I was really hoping this would be like, even if the result didn't turn out great, which it didn't, it would at least be as good as the Bama Tennessee game. So pretty much from the very start, the first drive Tennessee got the ball, they kind of just abandoned their winning game plan that they've had all year.
Mm-hmm.
The big shots, the sideline passes. Instead, they just chose to fucking run the ball nonstop. Like, yeah, I get Georgia's defense is pretty good and got them covered, but like there were clearly points when Hyatt did break away. There were a few deep shots, and unfortunately, they just missed on all of them, which that just, you can't do that.
Mm-mm.
And like, I know people will want to say, "Oh, but Georgia only scored 3 points in the second half," so like the defense stepped up there, but it doesn't fucking matter when they lost.
Yeah. I mean,
so I'm going to put this one on bad play calling.
Yeah, well, hey, recurring theme for this evening.
In such cases.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that we ended with like last week was talking about Hendon Hooker and said, I don't see like anyone else in this country even like touching him as far as Heisman race. And then he comes out and puts up this. I don't even know what to call this. It wasn't a performance. 23 and 33 for 195 yards and an interception. That's all he had to show for it. This guy lit up scoreboards every single game, and big games too. I mean, we're not talking about like, other SEC teams like, Arkansas and Kentucky that played nobodies and we were over here hee-hawing about how good they were. No. Tennessee was legitimately, I mean, everything across the board. Number one. And it's frustrating for that reason specifically, because if that Tennessee showed up, Georgia didn't look great in this game, by the way.
They did not. No. They would have gotten scorched if our offense played how they usually did and not
now
go 3 and out running the ball.
Yeah. Now, granted, they looked a lot better than they did against Kent State and Missouri, so that's a plus. But no, I mean, it was just an extremely mid team, to borrow a phrase from the Zoomers. It was just frustrating. It was so frustrating to watch because I think I speak for everyone. Like, we wanted Georgia to lose.
Oh, yeah.
I think Georgia is somehow like more hated than Alabama. I don't know if it's like a Johnny come lately kind of thing, or people just.
I think it's people from that area of Georgia are just super insufferable.
I think people also hate Kirby Smart, which is fair because I hate Kirby Smart.
But yeah, I also just hate his whole look as a person.
I posted the AP poll here from my boy Brett McMurphy. He's not my boy. I've never met him in my life. Please don't sue me. And Tennessee's at 5th. Okay.
Right.
That's it. So, I mean, let's go ahead and say it. They're not out of this at all.
They're not. No, I suspect that if TCU loses at all, they're out. Tennessee's definitely in.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the AP polls at this point are basically unofficial since they don't decide who's actually in. But
but it's all we have to go off until Tuesday night. Yeah. But the thing is, Ohio State and Michigan, that question's going to answer itself.
That is going to answer itself. That is true. So I guess we'll see come bowl time.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I mean, Tennessee's upcoming slate is South Carolina.
It's Missouri, then South Carolina, then Vanderbilt. So, some of our easiest games of our year.
That's great, and that really is great. I mean, coast to a 11-1 season. That's great. Wait for some stuff to happen because, like I said, the game has to happen. So Ohio State, Michigan's answered. TCU, I don't know. We'll talk about that in a second. I don't know if they stay there. I don't know if they're for real.
Well, they face Texas next week, so that'll be a big one for them.
That's actually true. And again, we'll get to that one in a second because Texas
of course it's true. You think I would lie, my dude?
Texas is kind of in a weird place too because it's like, what's going on with them?
They are.
Yeah, you just don't. Speaking of a team, you don't know which one's going to show up. But the other thing to consider though is LSU though at number 7.
Now we have to rely on LSU to beat Georgia, which
oof. Yeah, but hey, we'll get to that in a second too. But yeah, to go back to this, I'm going to speak for everyone. This was just frustrating. This is just frustrating. I don't think anyone wanted to see this happen. I think everyone wanted to see Tennessee blow the wheels off Georgia. I think everyone wanted to see a rematch in Atlanta between Alabama and Tennessee, which, I mean, my personal feelings aside, right now is probably game of the year. That Tennessee-Alabama game.
Oh, yeah, that game was incredible.
Yeah, I wish it had been a cleaner game. I wish there hadn't been all those penalties. I don't know if Alabama would have won had we gotten all those penalties. It would have definitely been a better game. And it would have still been a rematch, I think. So anyway, yeah, fuck yeah. I don't know. Dream's not dead. I will say, I don't want to say Hendon Hooker is out of the Heisman conversation.
Oh, he's still the favorite, I'm pretty sure. Because who was second? CJ Stroud, and he had an even worse week. So
the problem though is Hendon has no big games left to impress in. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And from that perspective, I go maybe. But yeah, you're right. I can't really think of anyone else in the country that just go, yeah, they're pretty good. So I'm certainly not fucking Will Anderson.
I was looking at the odds. I think the fucking USC quarterback is third.
What? I don't even know who that is. Yeah, fuck USC. I don't want to talk about USC. Fuck that. All right, so let's do a quick rundown. Obviously, again, I said Saturday was a weird day. Between Tennessee losing and Alabama losing, I didn't really watch much football, to be quite honest. This was a really fucking depressing day.
Yeah, I did look at a few things because there were a few upsets that happened beyond our depressing games.
Oh yeah, no, there was some decent games, and there's one I really, really want to talk about. But we'll go down here. Interestingly enough, Michael Penix upset over ranked Oregon State. Washington, I mean, for the Pac-12, is a really decent team. Very impressive. Michael Penix just continues to put up really impressive numbers. 30 for 52. I realize that sounds terrible, but 300 yards and a touchdown, that's not bad. He also has a fun. I called him Penix, but I keep forgetting it's Penix.
Yeah, my man's name is Penis.
There's no R in there. I always want to put an R in there. And what's worse is, I mean, there's a Michael Penix Sr. somewhere. So I don't know. Tennessee, Georgia, Ohio State, and Northwestern. Woof. I think.
This had a real chance of Ohio State losing this one.
What the fuck happened? Both. What the fuck? CJ.
Northwestern is 1-7 when they went into.
I'm just looking at the quarterback stats. What the fuck? Was this game played in 1867? Jesus Christ. CJ Stroud, 10 for 26, 76 yards, no touchdowns. Sullivan for Northwestern, 10 for 14, 79 yards. I can't, man. I can't.
Know, of course, the excuse they'll throw out on this game is, oh, it was very windy. Well, guess what? There's wind when you play football.
Yeah. Oh, it was extremely windy. They were talking about pregame. Like kicks that were dead on were like going into the bleachers or something. Oh, it was windy as fuck. So yeah, we'll kind of give them that, but come on, you're supposed to have also had like a very killer run game, and you put up 21 points against Northwestern.
Yeah,
and only 7 of those were before halftime. Come on, I feel sorry. Like I legitimately kind of feel sorry for like Big Ten fans who sit and like watch this on television, live on television. Willingly, fucking.
I mean, shit. This was like the only game on during this time slot.
That's true. So. Everything else really did. I mean, I'm not joking when I say the morning games were dog. I can't think of a single good one. So I'm gonna.
I think even then, like this was like the only ranked matchup, maybe one other in the morning slot.
Did Oregon played in the morning though? Didn't they? Was that a morning game?
No, that was the same time as Georgia.
Oh, yeah, that's the game you should have been watching. Oh, I'll get to that. Yeah, so I'm going to close that tab for Ohio Northwestern, and we're never going to speak about it ever again. Can we agree on that?
Sure.
Excellent. Thank God. What we will talk about is Notre Dame is fully back. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I know we talked last week, and I said this is winnable. This is a statement game. You can shake off that Marshall dust. You can shake off that Stanford dust. Again, close games, by the way, even though a close loss to Marshall is still embarrassing, but still, growing pains. Marcus Freeman figured it out. Man, he fucking figured it out. I don't know, and quickly, too. A lot of rookie coaches like that with no head coaching experience on this grand of a stage, fucking Notre Dame, arguably like the most consistently like iconic programs in college football history, right? From the beginning until now. I mean, that's the gold standard. I mean, everyone knows Notre Dame football, even if you don't like them, you know? So for him to be thrust into that, especially in the wake of someone like Brian Kelly, who was, a huge coach there for a decade and a half or something, just a crazy tenure. I mean, I'm not shocked, but I am surprised that he figured it out this quickly, and 2 ranked wins back to back. And by the way, not just wins, honestly, kind of blowouts. Syracuse was 41-24, and then this one 35-14. Now we can put a lot of this obviously on ukulele. We have said all season ukulele sucks, and he does. Now, Klubnik also sucks because they put him in for literally one play. He took the snap and threw it to a Notre Dame player.
He sure did.
He sure the fuck did. But this is one of those games where we talked about it before. Like if you're going to watch it, if you're going to go back and watch it, just fast forward all the way to the fourth quarter because that's just where it all happened. Like the rest of it was a snooze fest. Literally, 75% of the points were scored in the fourth quarter. Drew Pine, very quiet, but, okay, you don't need to be when you've got, great running backs when you can literally just hand the ball and they're going to just fucking bulldoze their way through. Clemson.
Yeah, I mean, the defense of Notre Dame really, 14 points from the defense alone, that's pretty big.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Huge. Ukulele, I just fucking... I just still think it's funny how last season, and not so much this season, but a little bit this season, but mostly last season, I remember watching game day on, I want to say week 0, and I didn't get an exact count, but they said the word ukulele 173 times. Heisman front runner, like $1 million in NIL, all this stuff, and then what has he done? What has DJ Ukulele... I'm still not going to try it. I'm still not going to attempt it. What has DJ Ukulele done? Nothing.
Whole bunch of nothing.
Nothing. Beat a bunch of mid-tier ACC teams, barely. And then lost to an unranked Notre Dame, which, to be fair, is good. But fucking, I don't know. I'm excited to see. I mean, it's exciting to see Notre Dame is going to remain in the limelight. What's the remainder of their schedule look like? Navy, oh yeah, dude, those are fucking wins, man. Those are fucking wins.
You know, they do have 3 losses already, so they won't be doing anything big in the postseason. But,
but for a first season head coach, I mean, shit. Even Saban in his first season sucked, man. So Navy's a win. Boston College is a win. USC, it will probably, like, it's a rivalry. Ranked USC. I see that one being maybe a 50-50. We'll see as we get closer to it. I mean, you and I have said all season USC is not for real. We still haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm also going to lean towards USC since it's at USC.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, we'll think about that when it gets closer. But Clemson, I forgot what the AP. Where are they in the new AP? I don't know. Again, AP is not the big thing, but. Oof. 12. Oof. Yeah. That was one of those things where I think they were like only by merit of having 0 losses where they kept up at the top. And then as soon as they lost, like the, pulsars are going.
With TCU at this point.
Yeah. TCU it's Gossamer at this point. So not even going to talk about this one. Michigan beat the absolute wheels off of Rutgers, shocker.
Well, I will mention that going into halftime, this was a different game. Because Rutgers had the lead at the half.
Yeah, well, second half team, as they say, right?
Uh-huh.
God damn it. All right, let's discuss it. The Alabama Crimson Tide in Death Valley. Scoreless in the first quarter. I have no answers for you, honestly. Like, I mean, we could break this down to the nitty gritty, nuts and bolts. I have no answers for you. I just don't know.
The biggest thing to me when watching this was just they had no answer for when Daniels ran.
Which is crazy because in the first quarter, really the first whole half, we had them defensively shut down. They couldn't do anything. Their only score was fairly early in the game, and that was it. Shut out from the whole first quarter, actually. We didn't score either. But well, actually, we would have, except for a interception in the end zone, which I said at the time, boy, howdy, I hope this doesn't come back and bite us in the ass.
Many such cases.
Bryce Young, I feel so sorry for Bryce Young. And I think I've said this before, but like, he is the greatest quarterback, certainly, possibly player Alabama has ever had. And he is being ruined by terrible coaching. Not Saban, of course. I'm talking about Bill O'Brien, of course. Terrible coaching, just really lackluster players. And I know that a lot of that comes back to coaching. You got to coach these kids up. But I mean, if you're like the number 1 wide receiver out of high school, you have to act like that's, you don't lose that just because of bad coaching. But I think I said that in after the Texas game. I feel like this team has no discipline. They have no grit. There's just nothing, right? I guess we're gonna put those 2-point attempts on Billy O.B. because I get the first one. You want to go up 3. Mm-hmm. Don't really get the second one. I don't either.
And both those points come back to bite you in the ass as they always do when you go for that shit early.
Yep. Yeah. And again, last week we were talking about, the line was 14-point favor for Alabama. I don't know are they smoking crack in Vegas? Like, have they watched this team? We literally snatch, defeat from the jaws of victory every single time. I don't know, man. It's so frustrating. When their quarterback has better stats than our leading rusher, that's a problem. That's an issue.
It's bad, yeah.
And we never adjusted. Pete Golding had nothing. I think he was already drunk by about the second quarter. I don't know. I'm just saying, congratulations, Alabama, on the Outback Bowl against Illinois, which you may win. Maybe not. I don't fucking know. I don't know what this team is, and I don't know where it's going.
We've dropped it from Penn State to Illinois now.
Yeah. It was Penn State when they still had a hope of beating Ole Miss, but I'm not certain about that anymore, to be quite honest. Blood's in the water.
That's fair. You're feeling 9-3 season.
I'm feeling a 9-3 season, which I believe would be the worst in the Saban era, aside from his first season, as I alluded to earlier. But we don't cap that one. Yeah, I don't want to talk about this anymore. It depresses me.
Don't cap off the season with a loss to Auburn. All I can say is that.
I can't promise anything. Who knows? God, please fucking kill me. Oh my God. Man, shit ain't been right. Shit ain't been right. So I do. You know what? We need Mac Jones back. Does he still have eligibility left? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Can he come back as a coach then? Fuck. That's what we need. We just need to bring like a bunch of old alums back to coach, because fuck Bill O'Brien. Fuck Pete Golding.
Yeah, I'm surprised Bill O'Brien's gotten multiple years.
I am too. I am
forced on the road to go find a new job yet.
Honestly, I am too. And with as many openings as there is this year, I'm praying to. I'll help the dude pack. Honestly, I'll help him move. I'll drive my fucking truck to Tuscaloosa tonight. I'm ready. Get his ass out. Whatever, man. But yeah, the rest of our schedule is. It's honestly, I thought it was okay, but it's Ole Miss next week. Austin Pay, which is a gimme. I don't know, maybe. And then Auburn, I think in Tuscaloosa, but I could be wrong. And if it's at Auburn,
it is in Tuscaloosa.
Thank God. Okay, but it is Ole Miss at the Grove. So, honestly, I don't know. I don't know where game day is going to be. I'm praying to God it's not the Grove, because if it is, we're done. It's over. It's ogre, man.
No, it's TCU, Texas next week.
Thank Jesus.
That's a game that actually matters.
Yeah, thank Jesus. Okay, well, we might win, though, but I don't feel great about it. Speaking of TCU, okay against Texas Tech. Texas Tech, who this season has kind of been, really iffy. They're put up a lot of points.
Extremely inconsistent.
Yeah, put up a lot of points. Beat Texas, of course, which was a little bit of a shock. It's only 3 points, but yeah, then they go on to lose a lot to, especially at Oklahoma State. Who, what the fuck is Oklahoma State? That's a weird team. Lost to Baylor, lost to TCU. Yeah, real inconsistent. But it's the Big 12. Don't look like when you look at a score in the Big 12, it's like, oh, well, they put 24 points on you. It's like, well, yeah, it's the fucking Big 12, man. What do you expect? That's just that's what happens in the Big 12. They just score a bunch of points and they don't know what the fuck defense is. So, yeah, this is what it is. TCU, I don't know. It's like you're saying, it's hanging by a thread, man. One loss and they're out. They're done, all the way out. I just get that feeling I'm looking at their schedule. 3-point win against Oklahoma, 7-point win against Kansas, back when Kansas was still kind of okay. I'm just not seeing anything amazing out of this team. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course.
So I don't know what to tell you on this one. They do go into Texas next week. Is it at Texas or is it
It's in Texas, yeah.
Okay. Or Austin, yeah. So that's the second game day in Austin this year. Good for them.
It sure is.
They deserve it. Here's a weird one. If at the beginning of the season, not even the beginning of the season, if on the second episode of the show I had told you on November 6th, we would be praising the 8-1 Oregon Ducks and their Heisman caliber quarterback, Bo Nix, how hard would you have laughed at me?
I don't know that I'd go as far as to call him Heisman calendar. I think he's I guess he's fifth in the odds or something like that.
Yeah, top fives. Yeah, it counts. But you know what I mean, in general.
Sure.
Because Bo Nix, okay, so 20 for 24, okay. But almost 300 yards and 2 touchdowns, that's impressive. Of course, Colorado did turn it over 3 times, but they are a 1-8 team. What do you expect? I just can't get over the fact that fucking Bo Nix has come so far. Where was this team on Labor Day weekend? Where was this team in Atlanta against Georgia?
Bro, he was feeling the SEC pressure.
I guess so. I guess he just started getting flashbacks to his days at Auburn and just went completely potato mode.
Now that he's playing West Coast football, it's a completely different ball game.
I guess. I don't know. But, good for them. They're kind of one of those teams kind of right there on the outside looking in. I think they're the leaders in the Pac-12, them and USC, I think. So that's kind of crazy. Which
they're undefeated in division, so they're leading it right now. USC is
I don't think Pac-12 doesn't have divisions anymore, do they?
Or conference, same thing.
I actually I didn't know that either until I think a week ago or something, because when we were talking about this once, I was trying to figure out, like, oh, who's in what division? No, they went the Big 12 route. It's just like the top two. So I think them and USC right now are posed for the Pac-12 championship, which, that could be a really decent game, honestly. And again, I know we joked about the Heisman thing, but the Heisman vote is after the championship games. I'm just saying that could be like a statement game for Bo Nix. Ranked game, ranked championship game, make a statement. And like I said, with Hendon Hooker, he doesn't have a lot of games left to impress. Like, yesterday was his big showing. And it's one thing to just, like, if it had been one of those things where it was just kind of like a close game where he played his heart out, I could have seen him not moving. But I don't know. I think that opens up a lot of space for Bo Nix to win a Heisman. I can't believe no.
I don't think that's gonna happen, but we'll see.
I hope you're right. That's all I can say is I hope you're right. Speaking of USC, man, they struggled against California. Now I know this was a late night game, but shit, still.
They did, and that kind of ties into UCLA, Arizona State, because you said USC Oregon for the matchup, but if UCLA wins their game in 2 weeks, they'll be going to the championship. Not
is that right?
USC.
I didn't know.
They're both 8-1. They play each other in 2 weeks.
No shit. I tell you what, UCLA is a team that you feel like you haven't heard anything out of them this year. They've just been very quiet, but there they are at number 12 with a huge matchup game. Wow, that's crazy, actually. But I watched
Pac-12 football. But
that's true. Nobody gives a shit about that.
For not knowing about
yeah, dude, like half of us are asleep by the time they're on. Who cares? But yeah, no, I watched this game and I can't even really tell you what happened here. Just again, all season we've said USC. I just don't believe in them. I just don't think they're the team that everyone thinks they are. Like, what's their signature win? Can you tell me off the top of your head?
I can't name a single one of their win, but looking at it now, I can tell you the only time they've played a ranked team this season, they lost.
By 1 point. By 1 point, though.
And that ranked team was Utah, which is painfully inconsistent.
That's true. Yeah, so, USC, I don't know. I think they get the wheels beat off them, to be quite honest, by UCLA, which, again, they put up 50 on fucking Arizona State, which is kind of impressive. Good for them. Arizona State, of course, just fucking sucks. Then this Texas game, man, good for Texas. I was going to say, is this the first rank? No, because they played us.
They lost last week to Oklahoma State as well. Which is
this is their first ranked win. Hey, round of applause. So they got I don't see if I can say them I can beat Tennessee, but it's gonna be interesting. They don't really have. I guess that Oklahoma game is like a big signature win, rivalry game, shutout, Red River rivalry, huge. But that's kind of it. They did almost have a huge signature game when they'd almost beat Alabama, which, again, as we said, Quinn Ewers doesn't get hurt. That's a dub. That's a dub for them. And I think that's a much different look at that point. Of course, then they would have gone on to lose to Texas Tech probably anyway. So I'm not willing to say Texas is back, but I can tell you one thing. Kansas State sure as shit isn't. Bijan Robinson looked great, though.
And Bijan Robinson always looks great.
Yeah, he does. What are you going to say about Kansas State?
They stink.
Cutting commentary, yeah. But true. No, they stink. And this is one of those where it's like,
here's the thing. They shut out rank 9 Oklahoma State last week, 48-0. And come in and lose to Texas.
Well, as we've seen recently, I think Oklahoma State just sucks. I think they just suck. But again, this is one of those games
That is
that, like,
true. They lost to Kansas.
yeah, they did. Who is, hey, bowl eligible now, baby? Let's go. Yeah, this is one of those games that, you know, 10 of Kansas State's points were in the fourth quarter, so not really a close game as it would have seemed. I don't know. Kansas State, they haven't been the same since Bill Snyder left, so. Is he still alive? I looked that up now.
In relation to Dan?
I don't think so. Yeah, he's still alive. Yeah, he's 83. Damn. Let's see. Yeah. So, oh yeah. It's speaking of Utah, blew the wheels off Arizona. No shocker. Penn State blew the wheels off Indiana. God, there was a lot of these like good teams versus like 3-win teams this weekend. Just a lot of really shit games this weekend. Holy crap. Maybe that was part of why everything felt so crappy. Yeah, Penn State's, I don't know. Penn State's just kind of who they are. Sean Clifford looked pretty decent. He did throw a pick, though, so I don't know how you throw a pick to Indiana, but he found out how. Here's the question I'm going to ask. How the fuck did Sparty beat Illinois? Any ideas?
Illinois suck.
Yes, probably. Man, I believed in Illinois.
They're 7-2, but they haven't beaten anyone.
True. Very true. I just wanted to believe. Maybe I just felt bad for Brett Bielema. Maybe, you know. But are you trying to tell me a shutout win against the Chattanooga is not a signature win?
Yeah. Listen, all I hear right now is you trying to hype yourself up for that Bama Illinois bowl game.
That Outback Bowl game? Yeah, I am. I mean, the word fighting is literally in their name. How they got to be tough. So, you know, fact check that, chud. Okay, yeah, it's just cope.
Can't.
God, fucking North Carolina struggling against. Why are all these teams struggling against shit teams this weekend? What happened here?
This whole weekend was, you know, upset week, chaos week.
Something was in the air this weekend, man. I just don't know, man. Yeah, Drake May.
Blood moon that's coming up.
Yeah, right. Drake May looked good, but like I don't know where this game was almost lost at. I can't answer you. I didn't watch it. But I just losing to the Cavaliers, I feel like is one of those things where like you just have to like consider shutting your program down. I mean, their only wins are against Richmond, Old Dominion, and Georgia Tech somehow. Oh, how could we forget that thrilling 16-9 game against Georgia Tech 2 weeks ago? Wow, that was
incredible.
Game of the century. Jesus Christ, fucking kill me. Yeah, Okie State. Yeah. Okie State dropped one to Kansas, and I say dropped one, kind of got the shit kicked out of them, to be quite honest.
Yeah,
so,
really.
Shout out to Kansas, though. Bowl eligible for the first time since, I want to say, 2015?
2008, I want to say.
No shit. It's no way it's that long. That's crazy. But that's what happens when you turn the ball over 4 times. 3 of those interceptions from your boy, Garrett Rangel. God, this guy looks like he's 10 years old. He literally looks 10.
Yeah, Kansas bowl eligible for the first time since 2008.
That's wild, man. Good for good for them, man. Good for them. What sort of their schedule look like? Oh, woof. Woof.
This was the team that could very well have not gotten bowl eligible. I think
yeah. I mean, they could probably beat Texas Tech, maybe. Probably not gonna beat Texas, and you ain't beating Kansas State. So, you know, hey, congratulations on being 7-5, Kansas Jayhawks, and enjoy the fucking
for them.
Unfinished furniture warehouse ball. Yeah, I mean, hey, you know, for a program that's been that thirsty for that long, I mean, I won't say they made a statement this season, but they definitely set themselves on the right path. You know, I mean, there's no big, huge wins to point here to. I mean, oh my God, yeah, wow, you beat West Virginia and Tennessee Tech. Wow, that's crazy. Yes, you did beat ranked Oklahoma State, sure, and you have some games ahead of you, but still, it's good enough. And for Kansas, I think right now, good enough is great. So that's great to see. Especially, it's really a shame that the Les Miles thing there kind of fizzled out, and then he might have covered up some rapes or something. That was really depressing. So good to see him.
You don't like to hear that.
No, you don't. Good to hear him bounce back from that. Tulane beating oh my god, what is with all these teams just barely beating 3-6 teams? What the fuck? Tulane.
Well, tell you which one didn't beat a low-ranked team.
Who's that?
The Syracuse.
No, they didn't. Oh my, yeah. We're just gonna skip over that. Nobody cares about the American Conference. Syracuse. Is this one of like the biggest collapses in recent memory? It's got to be.
Probably 3 straight losses after they get ranked super high.
Yeah. I mean, okay. To be fair, though, one of them was Clemson, and it was a 6-point game. Sure. Understandable. Clemson at the time still, really favored. Of course, I think that was the game where ukulele started to really show the cracks.
No, that game was the game where Syracuse lost despite forcing 4 turnovers.
That's right, yeah.
And that's when I said they should just disband their program, and then they went and lost 2 more after.
Yeah. Granted, the next loss, though, was to Notre Dame, again, who is on the upswing. So, but then they lost to Pitt. And
Pitt's been down bad for a while now.
Yeah, Pitt's having a rough decade. I'm trying to remember, what was that? Yeah, West Virginia was that first game. Oh, man. Remember that first week when they beat West Virginia? We're like, wow, Pitt looks really good. They're going to,
That was a great game.
It was a great game. And then Tennessee, 34-27. I mean, hey, given how good Tennessee was and, up until they played Georgia, hey. So, yeah, there was a very real point there where we thought, oh, man, Pitt, there's somebody. But no, apparently not. NC State beating Wake Forest, ranked matchup in the low 20s, but yeah, both these teams are pretty good. I feel like I've said for a while that NC State is pretty good. I mean, they're not, contending for the ACC good yet, but it's a good foundation to build off of. UCF and Memphis. Was this a Thursday night game?
No, this was Saturday.
Why do I keep thinking
this is also Georgia Tennessee time zone?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because I flipped over to that was it, because I flipped over to this after Tennessee started getting the shit kicked out of them. But I didn't really pay attention to it. Who cares? These teams are the craps. So, deeper into the schedules, let's see. Oh, God, I forgot about this. Oh, no, I forgot. There was a thriller on Friday night. App State and Thursday night, sorry. App State and Coastal Carolina was a great game. Turned into a kind of a little bit of a shootout there in the fourth quarter. I thought App State had this, but the chance, man, can't beat them. I will ask, how did you enjoy your first week of midweek Maction, or did you even watch any of them?
It was great for all the large amount I watched.
It wasn't ideal. Yeah, I mean, honestly, who gives a shit about any of these teams? Like, on God, like, I remember the Central Michigan Northern Illinois game. I was telling someone about it, and they're like, "Whoa, that's crazy!" It's like there's a game on Wednesday. I was like, "Yeah, Central Michigan Northern Illinois," and just fucking like a fluoride stare. They were like, "What?" It's like, no, those are real teams.
Those places exist.
Those are real teams. Northern Illinois used to be good. Like they were there in 2014, 15 or something. I mean, they were like
a lot of teams used to be good, my dude.
Yeah, Alabama used to be good. But yeah, nobody really gives a shit about any of these teams. But here's my question. Did you watch the Cum Bowl?
I followed on closely.
UConn and UMass. UMass was 1-7. UConn was 4-5. So congratulations.
UConn being at 500 now, though.
Hey, good for them. One more game to bowl eligibility. But hey, they won the only bowl that matters, and that's the Cum Bowl.
Very base.
That's so stupid. Duke struggle winning against Boston. All right, let's talk about it. Georgia State Panthers.
Georgia State, Southern Miss.
Yeah, Georgia State 42, USM 14. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Y'all did not show up.
Yeah. I think we got cocky after was it beating ULL like on a big Thursday night game last week. I think we had, you know what I'm you know what I'm gonna blame this on? Ray Guy dying. Actually, we were heartbroken in Hattiesburg. We just couldn't handle it. Yeah, no. Yeah, and the rest of our schedule is not super. Like, we got the chance this week.
That's probably gonna be an L.
That's an L. South Carolina could be a dub, and UL Monroe. I don't know, man. We just need one more. Come on.
I think you can get that UL Monroe dub.
South Carolina and UL Monroe. I wouldn't be too terribly shocked if we win.
Are you talking about South Alabama here, not Carolina?
Yeah.
You just keep saying South Carolina. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
I got Cox on the mind. That's what it is. Yeah, South Alabama. Maybe.
I'll throw a solid out there as well.
Okay. Yeah, UL Monroe. That's probably going to be
7-2.
It would be ironic that we make it to the end of the season to get bowl eligibility, but I mean, hey, that's upward momentum, and that's what Southern needs right now. So I can't tell you what happened here, man. Frank Gore looked okay. Our quarterback play.
I can tell you what happened. You had 3 different people playing quarterback in this game.
That's and that
and
is
not one of them was good.
Wilkie was decent last week. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know if they're just not letting him get the reps that he needs. Can't tell you. Trey Lowe, I don't even know who the fuck that is, to be perfectly honest. I've never heard that name in my life. Yeah, I don't know. I do know USM sucks. So, speaking of teams that used to be good, I mean, you remember when you damn kids don't remember you used to have Brett Favre. So,
oh jeez.
Yeah, no, yeah. We'll give some honorable mentions here. Florida beat the absolute dog shit out of TAMU. God, TAMU is so bad, man. They're really so bad. You do, and they got a fucking quarterback here named Hank King, Haynes King, whatever.
If they had a Hank Hill, that'd be next
man
level.
I feel like, yeah, if you got a kid named Hank Hill, he's QB1, man. Shout out to Haynes King, though, with a total of negative 12 rushing yards. Shout out to that. I will say, Moose Mohammed, I know I clown on that dude's name, but he's wasted at TAMU. He should start looking into the transfer portal, to be quite honest. Because I feel like somewhere better with like a really good, powerful ground game, he could tear it up, man. He could be one of the best. He is wasted at TAMU. He's got to get out of there, man. And that is somehow the only talent, despite having a #1 recruiting class, that's literally the only talent that team has. I just don't get it. Anthony Richardson.
Bad coaching.
You're right. Hey, recurring theme. Anthony Richardson kind of tearing it up a little bit. Sort of ish. I mean, he looked good. He looked good.
Enough.
Yeah, decent.
Enough for the win.
Yeah, decent rushing. Florida, again, another inconsistent team, beat Utah, then went on to like kind of shit the bed for the rest of their games. One out from bowl eligibility. What are we looking at on the schedule here? Oh, God. Scar, Vanderbilt, and Florida. Yeah, I think they got this. So, it's a rebuilding year. Minnesota struggle winning against Nebraska. Hate to see it. Kentucky's struggle winning against Missouri. Hate to see that, I think. Shout out to Georgia Tech winning by 1 point against Virginia Tech. Fucking,
Thanks.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hope you're ready for this fucking thriller. Marshall beat Old Dominion by 12 because that was it. That was the only point scored. 12-0.
That's exciting.
Jesus Christ. Middle Tennessee. So this is actually interesting. Middle Tennessee lost. So does that mean that every single like major pro tier-ish team in the state of Tennessee lost this weekend?
Yeah.
Huh. That's depressing. That makes me sad. Wait, where's Vanderbilt? Did Vanderbilt play? Vanderbilt.
They probably
They lost.
Yeah,
they
lost
lost
to South Carolina.
God, it is a rough day to be a Tennessean. No, it's not. It's never a rough day to be a Tennessean.
Nah, it was pretty great waking up this weekend, even with the losses.
Yeah. Auburn and Mississippi State. Man, that game was frustrating to say the least. Auburn pulled their magic like at the last second, brought it back close. Shout out Will Rodgers, man. This guy is kind of a stud, man. Shout out to these.
Who isn't a stud? Fucking Robbie Ashford.
No, he's not. 7 for 22. Now, to be fair, he was blasting that shit on the ground. 18 carries, 180 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Okay, that's fine. But make him a running back or something. I don't know.
I know people love to hype up the quarterbacks running, which I don't want to see the quarterback running nonstop. I want to see them completing passes.
Yeah, I want to see the dual threat. I don't want to see the one threat and that one threat is running. That's called a running back. It's not a quarterback. But the second shout out to Will Rodgers is somehow ESPN still doesn't have a picture for him. I don't know why.
I mean, what if he doesn't have a real face?
What if he's like one of those Indians who like believes it like steals your soul or something?
Oh, that'd be painful. Or maybe he's a vampire.
That's a good point. That's a great point. Yeah, no. 42 for 59, 357 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. But yeah, no, this was, you could just tell fucking Mike Leach was on the sidelines just livid. And by livid, I mean he was calmly folding up chairs for some reason in anger. Weird fucking dude, man. Weird fucking dude.
That dude is got some demons in his head.
He's so strange. And that's why we love him, though. That's why he's the best coach in the SEC.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to think that's it for the games that are worth mentioning, unless you got something.
I don't. Nothing beyond that.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, both of us were pretty fucking depressed by the end of the day. So we were just we'd kind of checked out. So let's look forward to next week. It can't possibly hurt us more than this week has. That's called foreshadowing, by the way. All right, Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Got a little Pac-12 after dark. USC playing Colorado. Oh boy, can't wait for that one.
Hey, USC beating the shit out of Colorado. Oh boy,
seriously. Let's see. Y'all got Missouri at home. A little cool down game. The line on that's 21 for y'all. Baby, slam that fucking over. Y'all are going to be playing pissed. Hendon Hooker is just going to throw every single attempt he can. This game y'all could literally put like 70 on them, legitimately.
Yeah, that would be nice to see our offense back to being what they're supposed to be.
Yeah. Ohio State and Indiana. I want to say Ohio State. Okay, this is fucking. Dude, this is fucking disrespectful.
41
yeah,
points.
What this is fucking respectful. And again,
did they see how well they played last week?
Exactly. Look, I'm not a Tennessee fan. I mean, I like the state, and I like Knoxville, and I like Tennessee in theory. But as an Alabama fan, I don't like them. Right? Shout out, by the way, 53 degrees at kickoff in Knoxville. Okay.
Oh yeah, the weather's been prime.
Beautiful weather, and it hasn't been here. It was 83 and humid. So, yeah, no, that's great. But the disrespect Tennessee has gotten all season, and forget the Georgia game. Okay, that doesn't justify the rest of the disrespect they got. This is fucking disrespect. 21-point line for the Tennessee-Missouri game. Missouri sucks. They have no defense. They're dog shit. Tennessee has one of the most electric offenses in college football, even after the Georgia loss. Ohio State, who can barely move the ball against anybody, playing Indiana, 41 points. This fucking respectful, man. This.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But that does sound like free money to.
That does sound like free money, 41. Actually. Yeah. So there's your betting tip for the night. Tell you what, is this a fucking trap game right here? LSU and Arkansas? This reeks of trap game for me. 3-point spread on this? Does an overhyped, overconfident, still young, still juvenile, early coached LSU go into Fayetteville thinking they're hot shit and get destroyed by the Razorbacks?
It's certainly possible.
That I would scream, man. I would just scream. I don't want that to happen. I want LSU to lose, but at the same time, I don't, because I need them to look great, because they beat us. So
Right.
I don't know about that. Yeah, but someone knows something with a line of 3, a field goal. That's a must watch. 11 a.m. on ESPN. Sorry, Tennessee and Missouri, but that's getting the watch there. Purdue, Illinois. Who cares? Big Ten sucks. Clemson, Louisville. I kind of want to say trap game on that, but I think Clemson's gonna kind of try and bounce back from that. They're in salvage the season mode. They're in,
It's at home.
It's at home.
Sure they'll beat the shit out of them.
I don't think they'll beat the shit out of them, but I don't want to say trap game, but I look forward to be proven wrong about that. Oh, wow. Hey, look at this. Michigan's playing Nebraska. Who cares? Oh no. 2:30 on CBS, which means we're going to have Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson on the call in Oxford.
Hey, you're 11.5-point favorite.
Who is making these fucking lines? Who? Have you watched Alabama play football this year? Jesus Christ, fuck you. Slam the fucking under. Hell, fuck it. Ole Miss outright. I'm saying it. Ole Miss outright. I don't care.
Doesn't even believe in the boys anymore.
I don't. No. I believe in the boys with all my heart. I do not believe in fucking fat ass Bill O'Brien and drunk DUI waiting to happen Pete Golding. Fucking Pete Golding has... Do you know what Pete Golding's pedigree is?
I don't.
Southern Miss. Yeah. How did he get a job?
Oh boy.
Okay. All right. We're gonna move on. So that's going to be a game. Congratulations, Lane Kiffin, on finally beating Nick Saban. Maybe that'll make your wife come back. Oh wait, dick.
It won't.
Maryland going into Happy Valley, Penn State. Who fucking cares? Big Ten sucks, blows. Iowa State. Oh my God, this is so fucking boring. Who cares? Georgia's Mississippi State. Nah, blowout.
It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
It's gonna be. Apparently, there's just a rule this year that unwritten and unsaid. But whenever you play Georgia, you just have to be the most retarded version of your team possible. So
many such cases.
Many such cases. Speaking of one of those cases, Washington and Oregon. This is a big chance for Bo Nix to show off again. Washington, who's, they're all right, but the over-under on this is 70, and that feels right. This game's going to be electric. I'm looking for Penix. God, I hate saying his name so much. I'm looking for Penix and Nix to just blow the fuck up. This game could literally hit 100. This is... Oh, sorry. Speaking of, shout out to the SMU Houston game yesterday?
Women's basketball team?
Yeah, the fucking women's basketball score. No, it wasn't. It was actually a football game. The highest scoring regulation score ever. Fucking the stats on that were insane. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. I posted it. Oh yeah. So Clayton Tune, that's a stupid name, by the way. It's literally Tune, like not tune, like not cartoon. Tune. That's not a name. 32 for 48, 462 yards passing for 7 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, but Jesus Christ. Then Tanner Mordecai, which that's honestly kind of a base name. 28 for 37, 379 yards and 9 touchdowns. Holy shit.
That's a lot.
That game was I didn't see any of it, but it was 77 SMU to 63 Houston Cougars. That literally sounds like a women's basketball game. Oh my, if you liked offense, go back and watch that game. Holy shit. The fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, Washington, Oregon. Yeah, okay. Kansas State, Baylor. That'll be a pretty decent game, but TCU, Texas, game day, prime time on ABC. I'm guessing Kirk Herbstreit and Reese Davis will be on the call. Not Reese Davis, the other one. Chris Fowler, will be on the call, which will be pretty good. TCU and Texas. Texas is a touchdown-and-a-half favorite. I don't know if I feel that, but, maybe we finally get a definitive word on whether or not Texas is back. Just kidding.
I'd love to see it just because that benefits the Tennessee chances.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're definitely... I have been in your shoes many times before. You are now in that, like, fucking, like, Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, like, line, Pepe Sylvia, like, trying to figure out what this conspiracy, these people have to lose, and these people have to lose, and this has to happen, this has to happen, then we're in. I've been there before, and it's not great. It's rough. That's when you start watching, like, fucking, oh my God. I remember one specifically. I think it was 2011. It was after we lost. No, it was 2012. After we lost to TAMU, fucking Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel's led TAMU squad that embarrassed us. Fucking. The game of that year that I watched, I was up real late watching, and it was Oklahoma State and Iowa State. And Oklahoma State was like the one team. What?
Oof, that you were watching that shit.
Yeah, no, it wasn't great. But they were the one team that had to lose, and nobody had Iowa State winning this, right? Nobody. But there was like some weird fucking thing that happened. Like a women's like volleyball team died in a plane crash or something. And like the whole vibe on campus was like dead. Anyway, Iowa State comes in, or sorry, was it the other way around? Was it Iowa State that was highly ranked? I don't care. Point is, someone died and they lost, and we got into the BCS National Championship. Roll Tide. And that's my story on that's where you're at now. So North Carolina, Wake Forest, I don't care. Florida State and Syracuse. I've been on the Florida State bandwagon all year. I love seeing them making a comeback. So I fully want them to beat Syracuse, which they probably will, because Syracuse just apparently decided to stop playing football.
Oh, yeah. They're 7-point favorites, too.
Mm-hmm. California, Oregon, don't care. Stanford, Utah, don't care. And Arizona, UCLA. Oh, interesting. Don't care. And that's college football. So
sure is.
It sucks, and I hate it, and I can't wait to watch it again tomorrow night. Or sorry, Tuesday night. I keep thinking Monday or some fucking reason. Anyway, there was one other thing before we move on to NFL. So I think I posted about it. The XFL has actually like finally announced their teams, and their logos. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to scroll up and find it again. It was a little bit underwhelming. Oh, I didn't link it. I linked a screenshot. Good fucking job, Taylor. Oh, no, I didn't. That was something else.
It was a bit underwhelming indeed.
Yeah, I don't like... Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, like... Some of these logos just... It looks like shit from Fiverr. Like, I'm going to be real with you, man. I'm going to be 100% real with you. So let's see. The Renegades, instead of being Dallas, are now Arlington. The Defenders are in DC still. The Roughnecks, my team, still in Houston. The Guardians moved from... I forgot where they were
in New York.
Yeah. New York, and went from New York to Orlando. San Antonio, who I don't think had a team last time, are now the Brahmas, which that's purely a thing for The Rock. Seattle, which I believe was Tampa, is the Sea Dragons in Seattle. St. Louis still has the Battlehawks, and Vegas has the Vipers, which I think they might have I can't remember exactly. But no, yeah, it's going through it right now. Literally, some of these logos look like fucking Fiverr shit. Like some of them are just the Vipers one I think is the worst. But they just did like that, like people of flat bullshit on a lot of it, and it has no soul, man. And I hate to be that guy, but it sucks. Oh, I didn't notice that kickoff February 18th, which is I think 2 weeks after the Super Bowl.
1 week after.
Oh, wow. Okay. So kind of looking forward to that. Of course, we'll be covering that in the off season. That'll be a little bit more down key than everything else we've been doing, but it'll still be fun to talk about. I like the XFL. I'm hoping they bring a good product to the field. We will see. Speaking of a good product on the field, we're not going to talk about that. Instead, we're going to talk about the NFL. Yeah.
And so, of course, something that we've kind of forgotten the past few weeks. So you got to go back to last week's Monday night game.
Uh-huh.
Which, the Browns beat the shit out of the Bengals.
Oh, right. Made. Oh, my God, yeah. I don't even remember that game.
I remember that Joe Burrow got sacked a lot.
Well,
he's
that's
now in
every game.
his 2 seasons been sacked over 100 times.
Hey, going for Big Ben's record.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
Oh wait, no, it's not his record anymore. It's Tom Brady's record now, right?
Yeah, I do believe Brady is now the most sacked quarterback of all time, which is pretty impressive that it's only happened now. It's just how much Big Ben got sacked.
Yeah. Oh man. Good thing he was big.
Yeah, this is the first game without Jamar Chase while he's injured. Their offense looked like shit. But then we'll get to in a bit is what they showed up this week as. So who the fuck knows?
Mm-hmm.
But that's how them divisional games be sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember this game at all, man.
Thursday night football, Eagles-Texans. Now the Eagles did win this one, but it was not a clean win by any means.
No, and I definitely didn't watch this one. I was watching that App State game.
There's a very realistic chance the Eagles lost this game. I don't remember the reason I had for why they ended up winning.
Grace of God.
I think it actually might have been some ref ball, but we'll go with that.
Yeah, many such cases. Jalen Hurts looked decent in this, though.
Yeah, I mean, he looked decent, but at the same time, they were playing the Texans,
Sure.
which are the worst team in football right now, and
Excellent
that's why
point.
it's kind of embarrassing. They almost lost.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could probably mark this up to like 1,000 different things, but, a win is a win. It's their first 8-0 start in history. Yeah.
Sure is. And I'm sure they will keep farming that very light schedule.
Hey.
All right, so getting into the Sunday slate, though, Chargers-Falcons, this was the first of like 3 games that were down to the wire where the score was 17-17.
By the way, can we get a shout out to YouTube TV and I think a couple others this weekend, giving everyone
the
free Red Zone? Yeah, let's go.
That was pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the highlights of this game, Cordell Patterson is back for the Falcons, and he's still doing what he does well. Marcus Mariota fucking stinks. Big shocker. And Cameron Dicker, I believe they call him Dicker the kicker.
They do, yeah.
With the game-winning field goal.
What's a shame about Marcus Mariota, and more research would have to be done about this, but is he like one of the biggest like Heisman to NFL flops in history? I mean, sure, I'm sure there's like guys who've done like not even made it in the NFL, but to be such a highly like touted college guy to then have just such a, dare I say, mediocre NFL career.
Well, I see where you're going, but I can't agree purely based on the fact that he's had seasons as starters and has lasted this long even in his backup years.
Okay.
Where there have been others that have just come in, like played a season and you've never heard their name again.
That is true, and I'm now actually remembering that Jameis Winston exists, so you're right. Oh, and not only does he exist, he plays for the Saints.
He sure does.
Life is suffering.
You know who aren't suffering, though? Tua and the Dolphins.
No, they are now 6-0 with Tua playing. Unfortunately, Tua didn't play 3 of those games, so...
Well, 6-0 in games Tua played the full game.
Oh, okay, sure.
Because he was in for half the Bengals game they lost.
Okay. Oh, fine. Okay, fair. Damn, Tyreek Hill with that TD, that fucking flip he did.
Oh, that was wild to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Tua throwing darts to his boys. Big shout out to Jeff Wilson Jr. They traded for him this week, and he came in and made plays for them. So even caught a touchdown. Love to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago almost made a comeback. Now, this kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier about running quarterbacks. Justin Fields still fucking sucks throwing the ball,
Mm-hmm.
but my man's quite the running back.
He
15
really
carries,
is. Yeah.
178 yards.
It's actually kind of impressive.
It is, which, it's not something you're gonna win anything that's important playing like that, but
Mm-hmm.
he'll probably have a decent career of getting a bunch of wins, even if I'll be calling him shit through his whole career.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm sure he'll be extremely concerned about.
Oh, he's definitely listening to the show right now.
I mean,
And he's free to type in the chat if he ever wants to debate me.
I'm gonna laugh real hard when J Field 69 starts calling you an asshole.
Yeah, well, come fight me.
Oh.
No, please don't. I will lose.
Yeah, I was gonna say he may suck at throwing, but I'm pretty sure he could beat both our asses at the same time.
Oh yeah. Bengals Panthers. This is a big statement out of not Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon on the Bengals. My man had 5 touchdowns total, 4 on the ground, 1 receiving.
Nice.
I heard that Bengals fans were calling for this dude to be benched, and he heard that shit apparently. He came in today and fucking shredded the Panthers.
If there's anything we've learned so far this season, fans need to shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I will say though, the Panthers benched PJ Walker in the second half. Baker came in and he looked pretty good. He was slinging the ball.
Oh, that's good actually. Speaking of PJ Walker and because we were talking about the XFL earlier, PJ Walker, of course, being an XFL player who's gone on to have
XFL MVP.
Yeah, who's actually gone on to have a okay career in the NFL. I mean, not great or anything, but for an XFL player.
Yeah, enough to have started some games and been a backup for a while, make some decent money. So can't hate on that.
Cannot hate on that.
Oh, we get to move into my favorite game of the week.
Oh, man.
The
Woof.
Packers playing the Lions.
Woof.
You absolutely love to see the result of this game.
Explain in excruciating detail what happened here.
All right, so almost every single drive, the Packers go all the way down the field just for it to end with Rodgers, the guy who doesn't ever throw interceptions, throwing a pick in the end zone. My man's had 3 interceptions in the end zone.
Yeah, he did.
The Detroit Lions. Like, they only punted once in this whole game. They either threw a pick, scored, or turned it over on down.
Mm-hmm.
And, you really love to see the Lions finally getting a win, and it's against the Packers. Which, I mean, I'm sure some of you saw our Rodgers phoning it in thumbnail. That was
Literally.
homeboy phoning in his
Literally phoning it in, yeah.
mid-game.
I'm shocked this wasn't that game that talked about him just leaving.
Shit, I thought it might be when I saw him on the phone, dude.
Me too. Calling for that Uber.
I mean, let's see who the Packers play next. The Cowboys, they're probably going to lose that. The Titans, probably going to lose that. The Eagles, probably going to lose that. Then they go on the road to the Bears. If they lose to the Bears in Bears Stadium, which they probably will if they keep looking how they have, there's a real chance the Packers only have 6 wins this season.
Oof. Oof. That's got to be retirement, man.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, maybe he'll be like, I can't go out on this. And so the trade deadline did end this week. And, of course, the Packers didn't pick up anyone. And they always come out every year with the excuses, oh, well, we tried to get them. Well, clearly you didn't try hard enough when other teams have no problems doing it. And you got no one for your team when you suck and need people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the Packers. Way to lose to one of the worst teams in football.
I didn't see this coming, to be quite honest.
The loss or this next game?
the loss. No, I saw the next game coming. I believed from the beginning.
I said it last week. Hey, the Lions could pull the upset, and it happened, and we love to see it.
We did.
So the Colts and the Patriots. I mean, it's pretty standard rookie quarterback coming into Gillette Stadium against Belichick and getting brutalized.
Mac Jones having a decent enough game.
Yeah, there's nothing special on offense for them, but I mean, the Colts have so many issues.
I'm guessing in Mac Jones's case, I'm actually going to give him a pass in the same way that I'm kind of giving Bryce Young a pass. I'm wondering how much of that injury is still kind of there. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. And he's feeling a bit, I have to play because that whole Bailey Zappi bullshit.
Oh, well, that and Mac Jones is just a baller, man. That's just who he is. He's you know that Ohio grit shit that Joe Burrow has? Mac Jones has that too, but he's from, I don't know, fucking Texas or something. Actually, where is he from? Well, in the same way that it's just he's got to play.
Yeah, I mean, he's
from Jacksonville apparently. So, woof.
A little bit cringe, but okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
One of the big upsets of the week: Jets beating up the Bills. Big statement from their defense here.
Yeah.
So they held back the Bills passing game very well, forced multiple turnovers. Now, the Jets offense looks rough. If the Jets had a quarterback that wasn't named Zach Wilson, I suspect they would be a very, very good team because their defense is incredible. But I guess that's what you want your team to look like when you have 6 high first-round picks in the last 2 years. That's what the Jets have had. But yeah, I think it's definitely a shocker for Bills fans. But they are still on top of the division since they've had their bye early on, and I do suspect the Bills will rally off this. Like, holy shit, we lost to the fucking Jets. Let's get it together. But they do run into the 7-1 Vikings next week. That ought to be a good game. And speaking of the Vikings, they almost lost to the Commanders this week.
That's no excuse for that. Now hold on, you were praising the Commanders' uniforms in this game, were you not?
That was Tim.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains a lot.
Yeah, I'm no fucking commies fan, dude.
Get his ass.
Oh, yeah, but the Commanders pretty much had this one pretty much wrapped up, and then they went and threw a pick in their own territory, and that's where it started to fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
Many, many such cases.
Unfortunately, too many cases.
Painfully true, my dude.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I don't know if was the news out last week that the Commanders are looking to potentially sell the team, or is that this week?
I think that was this week, yeah. Dan Snyder.
Yeah, so I guess that's relevant that Dan Snyder got some bank people together to look at selling some part of the team. I don't think it's actually been explicitly said if it's the whole team or just like a minority share, but he's looking to sell parts of the team for money.
Oh, okay. Now, see, I didn't know that. I thought he was looking to sell the whole damn thing, but that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, no, it wasn't fully clear on what was being sold. It was just looking to sell. I don't know the exact wording of it, but it wasn't just explicitly saying looking to sell the team itself. Jaguars upset the Raiders. This was the big comeback from the Jaguars too, because they were down 20-10 at the half, and then fully shut out the Raiders in the second half.
Love to see it.
And T-Law kind of slinging the ball.
Yeah, Derek Carr just looked pissed at the end of this game, man. He just
because he looked really good to start this game, and then just the second half they completely fell apart.
He's got to go somewhere else, man. He is wasted in Las Vegas because he's a pretty decent quarterback, but
yeah, he is.
I don't know.
But I don't know that there's any team that needs a quarterback that has something they can offer up to get rid of him.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's just like, yeah, your team sucks and you're losing, but you're playing with your college friend Devontae Adams and other really good players. Do you really want to go to like, I don't know, the Texans or some shit to play?
You know what the Raiders need? They need Gruden back. Oh, you had an actual answer. Oh, okay.
I didn't have a real answer. No.
Oh, okay. I didn't either. I was just saying they need John Gruden back, but
that's what I said too.
Oh, well, there you go. All right. Well, then there you go. That's the official Football Shit Talking Live analysis on that. John Gruden needs to come back. So
agreed. So we only had 2 games in the midday time slot, which was kind of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But the Seahawks continue to make a big statement that they are a very real team this year. They've now swept the Cardinals for their division matchups this year.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals, of course, are facing the struggling fact that Call of Duty is out and Kyler Murray will be playing that instead of practicing.
Yeah, I was about to say, because, I mean, I'm looking at these stats here for Kyler Murray, and these are not Kyler Murray stats.
They are not, no.
Call of Duty is not even that good of a game.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, okay, well, cope and see.
This year's one is a little bit mid right now, but I'm sure it'll improve over time. They always do. Rams Buccaneers with the thrilling end. These teams both still suck.
Sure.
I know we put Brady bounces back in the title for this thing,
which is technically true.
It is technically true. The Rams made some very interesting decisions at the end of the game, giving Brady the ball back with 30 seconds, couldn't get the first down. And then they just give up constant chunk plays to the sidelines, like just telling Brady to take them. And Brady's the king of fucking chunk plays to the sideline in a 2-minute drill. And doing that led to an easy touchdown for them and a game win, which you kind of love to see. And hey, you said bounce back. Maybe this will be the spark. A huge comeback win at home puts them back on top of the division. Kind of fucking hilarious that that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
At 4-5, they are winning the NFC South.
I mean, there's a dumpster fire down here, man. What do you want?
It's something special.
Can we shout out that the Bucks kicker's name is Ryan Suckup?
Oh, Suckup's real good at kicking that ball, my dude.
He is. But he has a funny name, so sorry, bud. Them's the breaks.
Them's is the breaks. Yeah. This would have been 58 passing attempts from Brady in this game. That's a lot. It says a lot about their run game too. Especially because it wasn't like they were playing from behind the whole game. And that would be a lot if we didn't go into tonight's game where Mahomes threw it 10 more times than Brady did.
Oh my god, this game made me angry, man.
This game also made me angry. What really made me angry, so of course, Derrick Henry looked great, as he does. And then they just kind of stopped giving him the ball to pound down the Chiefs defense, which you can't just give up on giving Derrick Henry the ball just because the Chiefs only give him 1 yard on a play. Like, that's how Derrick Henry works. You keep feeding him the ball, he keeps wearing the defenses down. Especially when you've got a quarterback who literally can't complete passes.
No, this dude is fucking...
He is so bad.
I like, this is the first time I'm seeing these stats. Like, woof. This, you know what? His stats are so bad. His stats are so bad, he could go be a starting quarterback for Ohio State. Got him.
And instead, he was a starting quarterback at, like, Liberty.
Is that right? Oh, my God, right. You're not kidding. Man, he do be having a smile, though. Look at him. Do be smiling.
Well, yeah, he made it to the NFL despite playing at Liberty, and he's starting the game.
Damn, he's 23 and a third round pick. Damn. All right, go off, my mans.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
I mean, good for him making that money, but
Sure.
I mean, come on, my dude.
Sure.
This guy single-handedly lost this game. I know it does pay to be the Chiefs when you got those very favorable flags in your final touchdown drive, but
Oh yeah, pays to be a Kansas City.
classic, Kelsey literally rips the helmet off the defender, but only the defender gets flagged.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I was like, really? Is that how that works? Okay, that's great.
Yeah, he grabbed onto him because his head was literally being ripped off. What do you want him to do?
Mm.
But sure, whatever. You can complain about that, but at the end of the day, Malik Willis had plenty of chances and just got sacked repeatedly. And that's what's even more annoying to me about the fact they didn't feed Henry is they would just let Malik hold onto the ball and he'd either throw an incompletion or he'd get sacked for 12 yards. Oh, it makes me mad. But then we can talk about tomorrow night with your Saints playing the Ravens. Coming off the news that Michael Thomas is out for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, at this point in his career, I feel like that's many such cases.
Mm-hmm. Ingram's out. Lattimore's out.
Jarvis Landry is questionable.
Great.
I mean, shockingly, the Ravens are only a 1.5 point favorite. I don't know how that works when I fully expect the Ravens to destroy these guys. But
I don't know. That's an easy over, I guess.
Then rest of week 10. Ooh, Falcons, Panthers, Thursday Night Football. That's a snooze fest. Were there any good college games in that time slot?
I can't remember, but I feel like we said there was something decent. Look real quick.
Thursday night, there sure wasn't. Tulsa, Memphis, and Georgia Southern losing.
I mean, the Tulsa, Memphis. Hold on now, Tulsa, Memphis. That could, be.
I'll tell you right now, it won't.
Oh, okay. Well, heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, but that's a classic NFC South matchup of two dog shit teams. Though, nice little highlight on Sunday, we do have the first ever Germany football game.
We do, yeah.
Seahawks Bucks over in Germany.
Yeah, which should actually be a pretty legitimately interesting game.
Yeah, I see that Bucks are a point favorite here. I don't know really how that works out when the Seahawks have looked very for real and the Bucks have not. But sure thing.
So hey, someone's buying into the Brady bounce back.
Hell yeah.
Well, you know what it is? You know what it is?
What is it?
They lost. His wife's gone out of the picture. Maybe they're thinking this is the comeback. No?
I'm saying that maybe he's finally free of distractions.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. Who knows? Someone knows, apparently.
See, the problem is that, yeah, there was that whole shit going on in Brady's life, but also their offensive line just doesn't exist. That shit's like Swiss cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been their major problem for the year. Well, that, and I think the team hates Leftwich, but Vikings Bills, that's a big matchup with their records. Lions Bears, oh boy. Who cares? Broncos Titans. I forgot that the Broncos existed since they were on a bye this week.
I do my best to forget as well, too.
And I'm going to stay forgetting about them because holy shit, they are not riding. Jaguars Chiefs, that'll actually be a decently interesting game, I suspect.
You think so?
I mean, the Jaguars, they've looked good despite losing a lot. I know I say that every week, and then they kind of disappoint most weeks, but I feel like they can pull it off.
Okay.
Browns Dolphins. So this one's definitely gonna be big on if they can stop the run. The Dolphins can stop the run game, and if they can protect Tua, because I know their O-line has struggled a bunch. Speaking of which, we're getting close to Deshaun Watson being able to play.
Oh yeah.
December 4th. I guess it's still a month out, but that's
Well,
not too far out.
a little bit less than a month, but yeah.
You want to hear something depressing?
Is it that we're at the halfway point of the NFL season?
Yeah, kind of. It was more of that we're less than 100 days away from the Super Bowl. But
Both are depressing, so I'm glad that we kind of doubled up on the depressing there. Good job, boys. Good job, team.
Now here's a big one for me. The Giants playing the Texans. It's going to be a big bounce back game after losing to the fucking Seahawks, which the Seahawks are a great team, so it is what it is.
No, sure.
I think this is the first time we've been an almost touchdown favorite in a game this season, despite being 6-2. If we lose this game, I might cry on stream next time. So we'll see.
It's gonna be a real rough week. A real rough okay, words.
Ooh, then the Saints play the Steelers after the short week.
Yeah,
I feel like they can win this one.
Well, you're the only one.
I don't know that I am. Listen, the Steelers suck.
I know. I'm aware that they suck. You know who else sucks? The Saints.
Yeah, but at least like the Saints have been putting up points most games.
Fair. Okay, fair.
And the Steelers not so much. The most points the Steelers have put up this season is 23. That is not a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
Colts, Raiders, who cares? Those teams suck. Cowboys, Packers. Packers going to drop to 3-7. Love to see it.
Woof.
Cardinals, Rams. Those teams suck. Chargers, 49ers, Sunday Night Football. That will probably be a good game to watch. I expect there'll be a lot of offense. And the following week's Monday is Commanders, Eagles. Oh boy. God, I fucking hate Malik Willis, dude.
Oh my god. Commanders. Oh my. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Well, this has been depressing. This weekend has been depressing. The good news is the Saints haven't lost yet. And yes, and the good news is it's almost over. But the good news is my high school beat our big rivals. So fuck you, Wayne.
Good.
Fuck you, Wayne County. Which is funny because they're actually the War Eagles. So, let's hope that's not the only War Eagles that my team beats this year. Oh my god. Fuck, I don't know, man. Like, I'm ready for the season to be over. I was ready for it to be over after the Texas game, but now I'm just really ready for it to be over. Like, watching football is almost a chore at this point because I just
because there's no hope for the season anymore.
There's just no and I look at everything in the cupboards bare everywhere. High school, college, pro, Braves let me down. What else? Fucking.
Speaking of baseball, shout out to the Astros.
Yeah,
the Phillies
at home too, in Houston for that. And you love to see it. You love to see when a World Series ends in the city that wins.
Yeah, you also love to see my man's Mattress Mac. I don't know if you've heard of him. But
I have not.
$75 million betting on the Astros. So.
Okay, well, why is his name Mattress Matt?
It's Mattress Mac, and he owns like a furniture store.
I think in Houston.
I think so.
Hold on. Oh shit! Is that hold on? I gotta look this up. Mattress Mac. That's not the. Oh, I know that. Was this the guy that Gallery Furniture after some big storm? He let people. Yeah, he let people stay in his store for free. Yeah, during the 2021 Texas power crisis and winter storms, Mackingvale, I'm seeing why they call him Mattress Mac now, allowed people to shelter from the cold and spend the night at Gallery Furniture. And then again, also in 2021, in the wake of evacuation and destruction during Hurricane Ida, he also began to man, that's honestly a little bit base. Good for him. Oh, and he's from Starkville, Mississippi. Look at that. All right.
Yeah, so shout out to him just believing in his team and putting,
Yeah.
I think, like $30 million in bets on them.
Yeah. I was about to say, I mean, fucking, so he did not need that money, but hey, he won it regardless. So
Yeah, I think he like uses it as a viral advertisement for his store. Like, I think it's like if they win the World Series, you'll get like double cash back or some shit.
based, honestly. He also at
It
some
is a little
point,
bit based.
he also at some point, like, apparently just refused to pay taxes. That's also super based.
Oh, yeah, you should never pay your tax.
And he executive produced a Chuck Norris film. Dude, this guy fucks, man. All right, fuck yeah. All right, well, hey, dog of the week, Mattress Mac. How you feel about that?
Yeah, I agree. For being
it's
willing to put $30 million into a bet.
because this is fucking nobody else. Because everybody else sucked this week. And I'm sure as shit not getting it to the LSU quarterback. Fuck him. All right, well, wait, hey, you know what? The good news is it can't really get much worse from here. I mean, it can for you. Y'all still have hope. But for me, I'm pretty much rock bottom. So, you know, it's all uphill from here. So,
And we gotta remember, at the end of the week, it's better than the off season.
that's true. At least there's, you know, it's better to hurt than to not feel anything at all, which is what I feel when there's no football on television. But hey, this year there will be football on television, XFL. Because I know they're
part of the off season.
well, I actually don't know when their championship is going to be. Let's see if XFL championship. Oh, it's fucking give me the 2020 season. No. Give me the 2023 season. There we go. The regular season will start on February 18th, 2023. A player combine was held on June 18th. Training camp. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. It doesn't actually say when their championship game is going to be. Huh. Yeah, regular season February 18th to unknown. Okay, well that feels like something we should know like less than 4 months from the start.
Right?
That's concerning, but I'm not going to think too deeply about it. But that's kind of been a recurring theme though with this new XFL revival is there's like a lot of very concerning things going on, right? It just I don't want to say that it almost feels like some sort of like I don't know if advertising is the right word, but some sort of popularity stunt for The Rock, but it just really feels like they're phoning a lot of this shit in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, there's 40 regular season games, 2 semifinal playoffs, and a championship. So, just what, 8 teams?
Yeah, I think the original XFL was supposed to end in like May. So let's say that. So yeah, so that leaves June and July then for USFL also returns this year, so they'll still be on. But I'm gonna be real with you, the USFL
It was bad, and that's the problem. Well, I want to support these like B leagues. Having 2 of them like hemorrhaging talent from each other is just going to make them both worse.
Well, the problem with the USFL specifically was the bubble league bullshit.
Oh, so that was just, no one showed up to the game
unless it was a Birmingham game. Yeah. But these are going to be in their cities, so I'm hoping. And like, you know, some of these cities, like, you know, St. Louis specifically, St. Louis's team in the 2020 season was on fire. I think they consistently sold out. Them in Houston.
Oh yeah, the St. Louis team was selling out at least the first like level as the stadium, and like they had to open up the second level because so many. Yeah,
it was really impressive. So, but will that happen again? I don't know. I think it will in St. Louis. They're hungry for football. They're still pissed about the Rams leaving. So, man, I hope it's good. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the less of an off season. But yeah.
Hey, don't worry, fan controlled football is coming back as well.
Yeah, and hey, they got fan controlled basketball now. Did you see that?
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. Don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't either. I will. No, well, that's not quite true. I keep up with basketball for like a week, and that's the week where like Alabama is like the 20,000th seed in like March Madness, and then I watch the first game and they lose and they're out of it, and then I stop watching. So roll Tide. Anyway, speaking of roll Tide, that's all I got. You got anything else?
I sure don't.
Well, fuck. Okay.
Oh wait, honorable mention. We got to bring up the fact that Brady passed the 100,000 passing yards mark today.
He did. Man, that's insane, isn't it?
It is, especially when like the second closest is, I want to say like 15,000 yards behind him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they were talking about it during the game, and it was like even someone who slangs at like Patrick Mahomes, at his current pace, he'll still be like 40 by the time he gets 100,000 yards. Crazy, man.
And that's if he keeps his pace for that long.
If he keeps his pace, if he plays that long, yeah. So, man, he really is the greatest of all time. So
I think that's pretty undeniable with 7 Super Bowl rings.
yeah, it's tough to see him kind of in a slump now, but hey, maybe he has some like outrageous comeback to finish off the year. So I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl or anything, but
no, but it would be quite the story if they did. So why
it
not
really would be. And hey, what a way to retire on, huh? All right, well,
yeah. I also heard a wild theory that the reason he came back is because he wanted to delay his like $375 million contract with Fox because he's getting divorced.
Oh,
so he wanted to like go play football for a lot less money, and then after the divorce is through, get that big contract.
That's some 300 fucking IQ shit, and I 100%
it
believe
is, and it kind of makes sense to see them being kind of shit. He's like, oh, I'm just here until the fucking bitch is gone, so I can keep my money.
That's the most base thing I've heard in my entire life. I'm gonna be really real with you, man.
It kind of is, yeah.
It is. It 100% is. That's a good one. Let's end on that note, all right? Say goodnight.
All right. Good night.